discovered in making this work that we all have these nostalgic connections to certain brands or certain foods, and they're connected to very deep, very real memories. I don't think of my work as an advertisement to go out and eat more candy bars, but there is a way that it validates and acknowledges the real pleasure of these products in our lives. I'm LeBrie Rich, and I make felt sculpture. When I want to make new work, it usually starts with a trip to the grocery store or to a convenience store to just kind of walk the aisles and see what catches my eye. But then also I'm kind of searching for some emotional resonance, or what does this product mean to me or mean to us as a culture? So I'm always on the lookout for new products that I haven't made before, and I found this box of saltine crackers. And it's just kind of a classic American product. After I buy a product, I take the packaging and I carefully unwrap it, and then I photocopy it and I create a stencil out of it. I use an X-Acto knife and cut out the different letters or the different elements, and then lay that onto my felt to start the felting process. So the felting needle is just a little piece of steel. It's a little tool, and it has a triangular tip, and then at the end of the tip it has these little barbs. When you stab it into the wool, it mats the fibers together. So it's just about stabbing. That's what I do. What's fun about making this work is that each piece is like a little puzzle. There's blue on top of white on top of yellow. How am I going to pull that off with the materials restrictions that I have with using wool felt? What is interesting about these is that they're lookalikes. So you look at it and then you have to double take. And it's that moment, you know, that is exciting for people. A favorite that I did was this donette bag. And that one was fun because I actually cut a window in it so you could see inside of the bag and see felt versions of the product. Making these vegetables takes a lot of detail work to have the shadows look legible. And even this fork took a lot of work because it's a shiny object. And so to try and figure out how to make a shiny object be readable in felt, which is a non-shiny material, is pretty tricky. I've never made work before where people came up to me and they were like, "You have to make honey grams." Like, people have such strong feelings about treats. I think these products are so powerful to us because we have spent like millions of human hours trying to make the F a little longer on Frito, whatever, to sell another 100, another 1,000 units. If you think about the candy aisle, it's totally overstimulating. So these products are all competing with each other to get our 59-cent purchase. And so I think that all the human hours invested in this packaging really is compelling to us because it works. This work is really about products that are ubiquitous. I think this work also speaks to the scale that these products are made at. Start to make it look like the real thing. And that's so in contrast to this little totem that took weeks and weeks to make. So right now I'm working on the nutrition facts. I don't do every word on the nutrition facts. I couldn't do that in felt, but also I feel like the calories, the saturated fat, the sodium, are we really reading that? I don't think so. So there's something about having the title of the nutrition facts there, but then everything else is kind of blurred out that I feel like is sort of accurate to how I actually interact with the package when I'm snacking. Some people have come up to me at a show and said, I ate 4 of these things in the last week. And then the next person comes up to me and says like, I haven't eaten any of these things in 20 years. Unless you grew up in a cave, we all have a connection with all these products. Open your box. And I think the best thing to do, yeah. One of the things I'm teaching now is felted pizza. Yeah. So there's a menu.
Wow, the menu.
It's like a collision of my interests. Teaching the community felt making and then felted food. We're gonna sculpt this crust and then we're gonna add the color over the top. And so the way that works is I teach people how to make the crust and the sauce and make it look realistic, and then they get to choose whatever toppings they want. So each slice is totally unique and people get to make their favorite food. It's really fun. Oh my goodness. This is the most delicate pepperoni in the world. I guess the most satisfying moment when I'm making a piece is when I take the 2-dimensional felt I've been felting on and I wrap it in 3 dimensions around the form. And that's kind of the moment where the product comes alive, because it goes from an image of the product and it starts to become the thing itself, and that's really exciting. What I've found with this work that's so rewarding is people's reaction to it. When I made my first Cheez-It bag, people went crazy for it. Something about them opened up a little bit, and then the next time that they go to the grocery store, there's like a memory of this artwork that happened. To me, that's what it's about. It's about people being in the world just a little bit more present after encountering this artwork.